Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got some really exciting Spider-Man news for brand new day. It's the craziest time to be a Spider-Man fan, with the last movie bringing back the two OG Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, as well as their villains, only to reset the timeline, wiping Spidey's identity from everyone's minds. We're going to see a first with this new Spider-Man. We're going to get to see him start over from scratch, without Iron Man, without MJ, without Ned, without any outside help. And the couple shots they teased at the end of the last movie got everybody so hyped like I've never seen before. It really seems like they're moving this Spider-Man away from all the tech and trying to ground him more than ever before, and I'm so excited about this. And right now, as I'm recording this, Tom Holland is literally swinging through the streets of Glasgow in the brand new suit that has completely broken the internet. And all of the leaks, spoilers, and set photos are absolutely wild. I mean, if you can even call it that. It seems like with the recent struggle to maintain everyone's superhero enthusiasm in the box office recently, Marvel has decided to lean very heavily into opening the doors and showing the fans these amazing leaks, showing them actually physically swinging through the streets on wires for the very first time with this Spider-Man. This was one of the coolest parts about Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Seeing him actually swing through the street on wires in this BTS actually gives me chills. This feels like the real Spider-Man. You can't get much more practical than this. And now Marvel is happily showing off the return of this with the Tom Holland Spider-Man. I think this is a great move to listen to the fans and show them that they're actively being listened to. But also, this is the first Spider-Man to ever get a fourth film. For so long, this has felt like such an unfortunate, unshakable curse that seeing them actually working on Spider-Man 4 is such a relief to see. Along with the return of practical web swinging and going back to the beautiful looking suit and all the other story leaks about the actual plot, this film is showing a lot of promise very early on. It's just so crazy that even with all of these public shoots and teasers they've been drip feeding us, the actual plot is still unknown. They've confirmed that the Hulk will be returning in this film, which at first struck me as an odd hero to be pairing up with Spider-Man, and if you remember, it's actually been quite a while since we've seen the actual Hulk on screen. During Ultron and Ragnarok, Hulk's character development started to mature, and by Infinity War and Endgame, he was a completely different character. Bruce Banner and the Hulk spent 2 to 3 movies fighting, and it wasn't until Endgame that this smart Hulk was introduced. And while it was a nice fresh new take on the character, it seemed like everyone wasn't too happy about it and kind of wanted the old Hulk back. We can see how different the two versions are, especially when they meet up. But in this new Spider-Man movie, apparently the OG version of Hulk, Savage Hulk, will be making a return. This is going to be really interesting to see Bruce/Hulk back in the Savage state, almost backtracking the progress they've made in their relationship with each other, unless they're not necessarily in control of this change. And along with Savage Hulk, John Bernthal will be returning as the Punisher, and apparently he is the one in the leaked shots. I mean, they're not even leaks at this point. Sony is posting the behind the scenes already for the first day of filming, almost celebrating it and inviting the fans in for their first look at the project, which is great. But apparently the Punisher is driving this big armored vehicle through the streets. And on top of this, we also have Michael Mando returning as the Scorpion in this movie, which is crazy. We haven't actually seen him be the actual Scorpion yet, so I'm really excited to see his costume. He's been hinting that it will be a very comic book accurate suit, which as always is great to hear. I'm just having trouble getting over this new Spider-Man suit. They've definitely made a lot of changes since they premiered it at the end of No Way Home, but it still looks incredible. The reveal has already been going viral recently, and out on the streets in the daylight, swinging around in front of explosions, it looks 10 times better. And this suit is really cool because for the first time, they are giving Tom Holland's Spider-Man raised webbing instead of just the flat printed webs. This is so sick. This aligns so much closer to the OG Tobey suit and the second Amazing Spider-Man suit. It looks so right for the live-action Spider-Man to have. I personally think this is such a great choice. They also gave him these new web shooters that you can very clearly see on the inside of his wrists. Now these are much bigger and bulkier and no doubt actually homemade, and they're not Tony Stark gadgets, which is kinda nice to see. This looks like it'll be a more true comic depiction of this hero than the rest of his journey has been up to this point. No more fancy, expensive, tech-driven suits, which were fun to see on screen, but no more silver spoon. They look like web shooters that Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man would have made. I'm really excited to see Peter Parker's ingenuity put to the test in this movie. The rest of the suit is just absolutely gorgeous. The color scheme is perfect. They really nailed the red and blue that pops so hard. Nothing muted here with the colors at all. And even the eye lenses are a little different. These are bigger than the original eyes from the last couple of films, and they look great with the rest of the suit. This is already feeling like a much more comic book matured Spider-Man who has a little bit of experience under him. And I can't help but notice that just pose after pose, all of these behind the scenes pictures just look like the actual Spider-Man was on set. I really love how much Tom Holland does so many of Spidey's stunts and flips himself. I loved seeing Andrew Garfield be so spry and spider-like in his movies, and it really feels like Tom Holland's Spider-Man is improving on this. I mean, these poses are 10 out of 10. It's really looking good. This is Spider-Man. Now, here's the point where things start to get really interesting from a production standpoint. The new director, Destin Daniel Cretton, who directed Shang-Chi, made a huge decision that's got everybody talking. He's the one that brought back the practical web swinging. And this is after John Watts, the previous director, specifically told him not to do it. He literally told him, "Don't waste your time with practical web swinging. It looks like a monkey swinging on a vine." But Cretton ignored his advice, and honestly, I think he made the right call. This set footage we're seeing of Tom Holland actually swinging through explosions and around these massive tank chase sequences looks incredible. It really has that grounded feel to it, along with being straight out of a comic book. That's the goal, right? To make it feel like the comic book just came to life. I'm sure we'll get a lot of full CGI swinging scenes to accompany it, but this is such a big step in the right direction, and it's just what the fans needed to give us all that spark of excitement and to get our hopes up. Because even just this first scene that they're filming in Glasgow looks massive. They've got 50 streets shut down to film this armored vehicle chase scene, a lot of which have these symbols on them that we originally thought implied Mr. Negative and his inner demons gang from the Spider-Man game. I mean, the symbols look pretty similar. Mr. Negative has the power to bring out negative emotions in people, which could explain how the Hulk transforms back into his savage state. It kind of fit together and made sense, but recently, it's looking like there will not be Mr. Negative at all in this movie, or his inner demons. In fact, now people think that this is just something that the Punisher is doing. He's using these armored vehicles to hunt down and kill all the traditional Spider-Man villains. And Spidey is, of course, chasing him down and trying to stop him from killing people, even if these are literally comic book level criminals. And then there's rumors that Scorpion will be coming back alongside some venom that could be used to disrupt the gamma radiation in Hulk, which could also make him go savage. It's just going to be so cool if we get to see Scorpion in a full comic book accurate costume finally getting the spotlight, but I just hope they don't make it corny and they find the right way to pull it off. Now, the interesting thing is that the costume designer for the movie, Monica Oviedo, posted a mood board that's entirely focused on Japanese samurai and ninja aesthetics, which has led to speculation that the Hand will be involved, the secret Japanese ninja clan. We saw them in the OG Daredevil show, but not yet in the current Marvel universe. But the Hand might fit kind of well into this film, offering a more grounded antagonist group. Some think that the Punisher could be working with them to help him acquire this crazy big hardware. This could explain the new symbol on the vehicles we see instead of him using his normal skull emblem. It seems like beside dealing with this rather large roster of villains, that Peter will be dealing with balancing college classes along with his Spider-Man responsibilities, which is great to hear that we're finally getting Spider-Man in college. Hopefully this means a more mature Spider-Man. Like we saw in the last film in the showdown with Goblin, Peter got kinda dark. He went demon mode there when he was fighting the Green Goblin, as if he really was letting his emotions drive him, his anger and his outrage that he felt after the Goblin killed Aunt May. This Peter in the next movie is going to be so different. He's gone through so much more and had time to process that trauma and mature and try to keep moving forward with his life while essentially starting over from scratch. No more high school Peter. This is going to be an adult Spider-Man dealing with college and lots of supervillains. I'm curious to see if him moving into isolation away from MJ and Ned and all the other people that used to be in his life will take a toll on him. I wonder if we're going to see him stop pulling his punches again. I feel like Aunt May's death was probably the most you could do to hurt Peter. I'm sure he would still do anything to protect Ned and MJ even though they don't remember him, but the isolation has to affect him a little. We've also heard that Sadie Sink is going to be in this movie as well. Some think she could be Gwen Stacy, while others are throwing a shot far in the dark saying she could be the daughter of Tobey's Spider-Man, Mayday Parker. I think this would be too much of a multiverse element to add to this movie. I think this movie is trying to be more of a boots on the ground story. February. And crazy enough, this is the last movie that will release in theaters before Avengers Doomsday. It's crazy that we're making our way towards another Avengers movie so soon. I can't even imagine what that's going to look like though. I really hope they let Spider-Man Brand New Day be its own film and don't try to set up Doomsday too much in it, just so another storyline isn't shoehorned in through the second half. I'm fine with a simple post-credit scene tease like they used to do back in the day. I feel like they've almost lost their charm with how, more often than not, the scene gets completely disregarded and means nothing. The tease gets thrown out the window, never to be seen again, whether it's because the project underperforms or the fans aren't feeling it. I just hope they keep it simple and commit to whatever they're going to tease. Either way, it really seems like Tom Holland is having a lot of fun with this role as he's now on his 4th Spider-Man film. I mean, this is a huge accomplishment. I think it's so awesome to see him interacting with all the fans while he's in the suit on the set of the new movie. One minute he's literally swinging through explosions and riding down the street on armored vehicles, and the next he's hanging out with the people, meeting kids and making everyone's day. It really does feel like these real-life interactions with him is a movie. All the poses he's hitting auriforming like crazy just blow me away. They look so good for the first day, it's unreal. And I'm really excited to see Tom Holland get the chance to do practical swinging. Just so many things to look forward to with this film. I'm excited for a more darker, mature Spider-Man. I'm excited for the break from all the tech that's a bit overwhelming now across all Marvel content. The suit looks perfect. The action looks incredible, and if they can pull it off right, this looks like it could be one of the best Tom Holland Spider-Man films yet. I just can only imagine who the actual main villain is going to end up being, if they're going to give the anti-hero Punisher the spotlight, or if there will be a bigger bad. Let me know in the comments who you think it will be, because there's not going to be any more mentors for Peter. I can't wait for Tom Holland to spoil the movie in the press tours. I wonder if they even gave him the script for this one. They kinda just need to Men in Black Neuralizer flash him after they finish filming it so he just genuinely doesn't know anything about the movie. I think that would do just as well to promote it too, honestly. I'm sure in the coming months there's going to be so many more spoilers and characters and plot points released. With a July 2026 release date, it will be almost a full year until we're watching it in theaters. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to catch the next breakdown. Peace.